Let's be real. Bollywood is not just a dream factory, it's also a brutal machine. One day, you're the nation's obsession, and the next, you're forgotten like yesterday's news. Fame in Bollywood isn't always about talent or longevity. Sometimes, it's about timing, luck, and knowing when to step away before you're shoved out. Over the decades, we've watched superstars rise like meteors and disappear just as fast. Some left voluntarily, others were pushed, and a few just vanished without a trace, leaving behind a haunting question. What really happened? Today, we're taking a raw, unfiltered look at some of Bollywood's lost legends, superstars who once ruled the screens, but then quietly faded into the shadows. This isn't a gossip reel. It's a reality check on how fame works in one of the most unforgiving industries on earth. Kumar Gorov, from heartthrob to ghost figure. Kumar Gorov had everything going for him in the early 80s. He wasn't just good-looking, he was film royalty. The son of legendary actor Rajendra Kumar, his debut film Love Story was a massive hit. He became an overnight sensation. Girls screamed his name, producers lined up scripts, and he seemed poised to dominate the decade. But then, everything fell apart. His follow-up films flopped, critics questioned his acting range, and his career lost steam. Despite his powerful connections, he married Sunil Dutt's daughter, Namrada, making him Sanjay Dutt's brother-in-law. He couldn't bounce back. The industry that once chased him began ignoring him. By the mid-90s, he quietly disappeared. No scandals, no dramatic exits, just silence. Mamta Kulkarni, the sensation who chose silence. There was a time in the 90s when Mamta Kulkarni was everywhere. She was bold, unconventional, and unafraid to push boundaries in a deeply conservative industry. Her performance in films like Karan Arjun, Baazi, and Sabs Bada Khiladi made her a major draw. But controversy followed her closely. Her topless magazine cover stirred a storm, and rumors of unprofessional behavior began to taint her image. Eventually, she got entangled with underworld-linked drug kingpin Vicky Goswami. From red carpets to courtrooms, her fall from grace was swift. She disappeared from films in the early 2000s and later resurfaced in headlines due to legal issues related to a massive drug bust. Mamta claimed she had embraced spirituality, but Bollywood never looked back. Raj Kiran vanished without a goodbye. Raj Kiran was one of the most soulful actors of the 80s and early 90s. He starred in films like Cars, Arth, and Rishi, earning praise for his subtle performances. He wasn't your typical commercial hero, he was an actor's actor, but personal tragedies and career disappointments took a toll on his mental health. Then, in one of Bollywood's most chilling mysteries, he just vanished. For years, no one knew where he was. Some believed he had died. It wasn't until Rishi Kapoor claimed in an interview that Raj Kiran was in a mental institution in Atlanta, USA, that the rumors quieted. But even that story faded, and Raj Kiran remains one of Bollywood's most tragic disappearing acts. Fardeen Khan, stardom interrupted by struggles. Fardeen Khan had it all: dashing looks, a strong film lineage, being the son of Feroz Khan, and a dream debut with Prem Agan, though the film tanked. But he made a solid comeback with hits like Jungle, PR Tune Kia Kia, and No Entry. For a while, he was in every comedy and romantic film that mattered, but his career began declining in the late 2000s. Then came the 2001 drug possession arrest, which tainted his public image. He battled weight gain, personal loss, and industry disinterest. While he's recently attempted a comeback, the Fardeen Khan of the early 2000s, the smooth, effortless star, is now more a memory than a mainstay. Bhagyashree, the star who walked away. Bhagyashree's debut in Main Pyar Kiya opposite Salman Khan was one of the biggest hits in Bollywood history. She was the nation's sweetheart overnight. Offers poured in, producers saw her as the next Hema Malini, and she was on top of the world. But then, she quit. Married at a young age, she decided to focus on family rather than career. When she did attempt to come back, the magic didn't return. While she did act in a few regional films and recently appeared in character roles, Bhagyashree's retreat from superstardom wasn't forced, it was chosen. And yet, it remains one of Bollywood's most baffling what-ifs. Shiny Ahuja, from rising star to tainted past. Shiny Ahuja had everything going right. His performances in films like Hazaran, Koi Shine Icy, Gangster, and Life in a Metro made him one of the most promising actors of the 2000s. He was intense, focused, and different from the typical masala heroes. But then came the scandal that ended his career. His domestic help accused him of rape. Though Shini claimed innocence and the victim later retracted her statement, the damage was irreversible. Bollywood distanced itself. He tried to make a comeback with Welcome Back, but the audiences had moved on, and so had the industry. Let's pause right here. Ask yourself this: how many stars from the past do you still remember fondly? Fame doesn't just fade, it evaporates. And sometimes, it takes your entire identity with it. It's not just about who you were, but whether the world still wants you. Jugal Hansarej, the boy who never became a man in Bollywood's eyes. We all remember the adorable face from Masoom. Jugal Hansarej grew up on screen. He later tried to transition into adult roles with films like Mohabbateen, Papa Kethane, and Aa Gail Lag Ja, but somehow the audience never accepted him as a leading man. He was always seen as that sweet guy, not the hero you'd root for in an action flick or romantic epic. He later moved behind the camera, directing Roadside Romeo and working with YRF in various roles. Today, Jugal lives a quiet life in New York, far from the paparazzi, but close to the story of a talent the industry didn't quite know how to use. Namrada Shurikar, beauty queen to industry outsider. A former Miss India, Namrada Shurikar starred in hits like Vastav, Kukar, and Bride and Prejudice. She had the looks, the grace, and the opportunity, but her Bollywood career was brief. She married South Indian superstar Mahesh Babu and completely disappeared from Hindi cinema. Though she is a massive figure in South India thanks to her marriage, Bollywood moved on quickly. Today, she's more known as Mahesh Babu's wife than a former film star, but for a few years, she was a face to watch, and then she was gone. Zeeshan Khan, the stylish star that fizzled out. Zeeshan Khan came in with a bang. Main Hoon Na made him a teenage icon. He looked different, had a certain charm, and was quickly roped into big banner films. But after a few lackluster performances and forgettable scripts, he faded fast. His acting chops were often questioned, and despite coming from a respected film family, he couldn't maintain his place. Rumors of arrogance and bad choices followed him. Today, he's reinventing himself behind the camera. But the screen once filled with his stylish entry scenes is now occupied by a whole new generation. Amrita Rao, the girl next door who vanished quietly. Amrita Rao was once the quintessential sweet girl of Bollywood. With movies like Ishq Vishk, Viva, and Welcome to Sajanpur, she had carved a unique space, soft, innocent, rooted in Indian values. But that very image limited her range. When the audience grew up and tastes changed, Amrita was left behind. She never reinvented herself as a bold or edgy actress, and the roles dried up. She now appears occasionally in interviews and social media, but her disappearance from films was quiet, almost ghost-like. Here's the hard truth: Bollywood doesn't have space for everyone forever, and when you fall out of favor, the system doesn't pause to check what went wrong. It just replaces you. But the question we need to ask isn't why these stars disappeared. It's why we, the audience, forgot them so easily. Fame is loud, but it doesn't echo unless we keep listening. So next time you scroll through a list of "Where are they now?", remember, behind every faded face is a story of struggle, silence, and survival. These were not just stars. They were people who once carried our hopes, emotions, and dreams on their shoulders. Which of these forgotten stars do you still miss? Drop their names in the comments, and maybe, just maybe, let's bring a few of these legends back into the conversation. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who remembers the golden faces of yesteryear, because memories deserve to be remembered.